nAts was going absolutely insane on Masters 3. He has one of the best stats in the tournament, which is very impressive because every other pro who comes close to those stats are Jets. In this case, Ye from Envy. So I analyzed nAts Viper on Icebox in a ranked game to see how we mortal beings can carry with this agent and what we can learn from this unique player. So let's start with the second round on Icebox in his ranked game. He lines up his wall where he pings the A side, so he knows where to put his Viper wall. Then he drops the bomb to his teammate, puts an orb on the side, pushes his own wall, and finds the first kill, a second one, and a third one. This secures his teammates around, and why would you push as a Viper? He explains it like that.
Yeah, don't forget, we don't have Sage right now. We have to fight with them. You can't just stay here and plant, they can spam you.
So let's see how he does a default execute on A. First he throws down an orb with this specific lineup, which will land on the rafter, and then he uses his wall to prohibit any vision from screens to A. Then he throws another poison under the rafter so no one can push. As you can see, it's very hard now for the defender to do anything. Rafter is smoked, under rafter is poisoned, and screen is also walled, so they pretty much have the side for themselves. They need to play for the retake here. Then he makes some precise gunplay on the Sova on the railings and jumps on the rafter to secure one more kill, which was risky, but I guess he was feeling it here, so we will give him that one. So after we learned how nAts is playing A and B, let's see how he does it in mid. He throws down an orb into mid, which allows him to pass it freely. He picks it up again and then picks up a free kill on the Sova here. He heard Killjoy pushing mid and puts down a poison instantly and kills her while she was vulnerable. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the Reyna here, but the damage is done. His teammates can pass B now because of his lurk and his 2 entries. So let's go over to the city side. As a city side Viper player, we'll probably hold B all the time because Viper is very good at holding B. This is the wall nAts is throwing on city side on B, which prohibits a lot of vision. You cannot see on top of the box and into B, so you can play behind the wall and do some plays. On top of the wall, nAts is also throwing an orb on top of the white box here. You can see the lineup here. So no one can push the top. After spotting the Reyna here, he falls back because the Reyna spotted him also. He falls back into yellow and asks his teammates for help. He's aware that a Sova arrow could ruin his play here right now. He waits for the steps to come closer, gets a good timing on Viper and Jet here, and he pushed before the Sova arrow, so the Sova arrow didn't do anything here. He picks up an easy 4k and secures the round for his team. And he single-handedly holds B on his own. As this round we already see how insane nAts really is. But watch this. Here he puts a wall, a default wall again, and an orb on site. Then he anticipates a push because he's already mid. So he sees that the Sova arrow spotted 3 people here and sneaks up from behind. He picks off Jet. She had no clue that someone was behind her. The breach ult comes out and he's already behind them, picking everyone off. What an insane round. And the best thing is, this was all planned, because he knew that he just destroyed them on B. So the enemies are probably not going B again because they are scared of him. That's why he's already anticipating an A push. He goes mid so that he's very fast behind them. And that allowed him to yet secure another round. I have one more for you guys. Here we see nAts playing a 1-on-1 against another Sage. He already killed 2. So he places a bomb. And then he makes a lineup so Sage cannot defuse here. Then he walks all the way back. Notice that he's running here. He throws another lineup on his bomb, which you can see here. And Sage cannot defuse again. Then he just comes up from behind. He sadly misses here, but the round is already over. Sage needs to defuse because the bomb would explode otherwise, and nAts secures an easy kill. He didn't even do a fair 1-on-1 here, he just played with his brain. Sage couldn't do anything here because the bomb was poisoned all the time. And that I think is what's so unique about nAts. He plays with his brain, and of course he has very good aim also. But the combination of those makes him such a deadly player. He's always behind the enemies and is setting him up for the best success in the game.